श्रीरामचन्द्र कृपालु भज मन हरण भव भय दारुणम्। श्रीरामचन्द्र कृपालु भज मन हरण भव भय दारुणम्। नवकञ्जलोचन कञ्जमुखकर कञ्जपदकञ्जारुणम्। कन्दर्पगणित अमित छवि नवनीलनीरज सुन्दरम्। पटपीतमानवु तडितरुचिशुचि नौमि जनकसुतावरम्। श्रीराम श्रीराम राम राम सिया राम। श्रीराम श्रीराम राम राम सिया राम। श्रीरामचन्द्र कृपालु भज मन हरण भव भय दारुणम्। श्रीरामचन्द्र कृपालु भज मन हरण भव भय दारुणम्। नवकञ्जलोचन कञ्जमुखकर कञ्जपदकञ्जारुणम्। कन्दर्पगणित अमित छवि नवनीलनीरज सुन्दरम्। पटपीतमानवु तडितरुचिशुचि नौमि जनकसुतावरम्। श्रीराम श्रीराम राम राम सिया राम। श्रीराम श्रीराम राम राम सिया राम।
Radha.
सो वंस माँ was telling us कि जैसे रामायण है या कोई भगवान जी की लीला अभी लाइव चल रही है. Can you say?
I had heard Father Porphyrius, who said that he found himself with Christ when Christ was being crucified, and he said that he found himself there in that moment, like how and that touched me and was so profound for me that probably I would have said because of that.
Yeah.
But I don't remember now. And
Very good. So, we talk about this constantly that God is here, isn't it? We talk about it that He loves to dwell within our heart. You see? Now, is this fiction or is this reality? Maya makes it seem like fiction, you see? But our Atma shows us the reality of this. You see? Now, in His actuality being present with us in our heart, as we come closer and closer to Him, then He will reveal unto us all that which has so far been secret and hidden in the story, hidden by the story of the me. So, like a blanket of me has been put on our eyes, and we cannot recognize His reality in our heart. Now, as we come closer to His reality in our heart, those moments of His lives, those moments which can help us come closer and closer to Him, to increase our love, to increase our faithfulness, to increase our humility, and for us to live in His presence, these moments may also be revealed to us. So it is true that the sages have told us that heaven is right here. Jesus told us the kingdom of heaven is within. Now, according to our mental construct, we want to define it our way. You see? But we are nobody to define what it can have and cannot have. You see? So sages have also then reported that they get visions of heaven, they get visions of Vaikunt, of Golok, of Vrindavan, of Ram Darbar. That which makes us deepen in our love for Him is accessible to us because we are meeting the One. We are meeting the Lord of the universe in our heart. And as we meet the Lord of the universe, it is up to His curriculum, up to His grace, what gifts He bestows on all of us. So, I don't feel I'm too small of somebody to say, but I don't feel that God is living in our heart, in our idea of a very insipid, boring limbo state. So, all of His play, all of His Leelas must be happening where he is. You see? And then in deeply meditative states, you may get access to some of that, and that is so that you can deepen in your love for him, deepen in your surrender for him. You see? Enjoy the taste of that as the holy prasad and deepen more and more. So it's very beautiful. Just have to make sure that so that the mind cannot trick you, because the mind will say, oh, lila is what you want to do lila chintan or contemplate the life of Jesus, whatever way, whichever path you may take. Then be careful of any imagery that is coming from a sort of a mental imagination meant to distract you. And that's why I've been saying that till we come to Atma Darshan, till then, don't take any imagery or any conclusion as the final. Huh? Keep going, accept everything with gratitude and love, but keep going. Keep staying with your contemplation till you come to the point of Atma Darshan. Then, in the light of Atma Darshan, in the light of Atma Gyan, whatever is shown to you will be a gift given to you without having to worry about whether the mind is tricking us or not. So just use all of this as beauty to take us deeper within. Can we increase the volume of this? Check.
After last satsang, I went home and to my room, and there was this really emptiness and no thoughts were there, and yes, unknown, and I even can't describe as pleasant, but this emptiness, but no thoughts, but it was scaring. I don't know where. I just then, mind came in, let it go, let it happen, and I fall also asleep. And I woke then up the next morning, and then, and first what was coming was my morning prayer. But this scariness,
Yes, yes.
this I wanted to ask
Fear
you
is a
about.
very natural response.
It was
When we
not fear. Fear I had also, but
kind of
then
scariness is
there was mind. I don't know what, but this was just subtle.
subtle.
Yes,
Scariness
yes.
means not fear.
No, was not fear.
Okay. What is scariness? Apprehension. What is the difference between scariness and fear?
Fear is something what touches then my body, where a body reaction. There was no body reaction, no mind reaction.
Yeah. So fear is not necessarily that which touches the body. It could be subtler, just felt at the emotional layer. Fear is an emotion, so you feel that. So whatever, we don't have to
Yeah.
really identify the exact nature of it, but
That
what can
also
we?
I did. I don't want to label it.
But notice that as you are going into the silence, the still place where revelation can happen, then all these can come to distract us, to come in the way. So we just have to go through all of this. We just have to hold strong, have faith in God, and just go through some of this so that whatever the emotions are being thrown at us, we can just go through them like a storm that is coming. You see? And just then, when the storm is over, know that the obstacles don't have infinite power. It is only God's love and light which has infinite power. So whatever can come as an obstacle cannot hold on forever. It will try to distract us in whatever way. and ask us to get away from that stillness. Stay away from that still holy place in our heart where the revelation can happen. You just have to keep it. You have to remember that, but whatever it is, like I went to my heart, to the gate of the heart temple, but the mind was active, but this emotion came, but this sensation came. Okay? And then we can add another but saying, but God is here. Cannot settle for anything which is not godly as the final conclusion.
This was also so evident.
Yes, exactly. And that's why you say it was light. It was not. You see? So that's good. So our learning to live in the recognition of God's presence being here is our learning to live in faith. Is it? Huh? So this deepening of faith happens the more we spend time in that holy, still place. Then we have turned inwards. Have you seen anyone, maybe, okay, I was going to be a bit rude and say mirror, but have you seen anyone who has spent the day ridden by Maya, ridden in Maya? What happened? Only this looks real. No? I don't know what my face is doing, but I hope it's doing something helpful. But it is just so, we are so caught up in this, and we are just like, okay? And then if they've had a good satsang, doesn't have to be this one, if they've heard a good bhajan, whatever, then what happened? So just that it's not so tangible as we believe it to be. This world is not so tangible. All this movement is not as real as we take it to be. We don't know what real is anyway. So uh, it's not as serious as we take it to be. It is just a distraction. It's primarily a distraction away from the vastness, the holiness. It is, you can reduce a bit, my dear, which is calling out to us now, bringing us to God, bringing us to a greater love. You see? Huh? Just a distraction from that vastness. In here, and sometimes when we turn inwards, the mind gives us an interpretation that this is, oh, you're going to lose yourself in this, you will die in this. You see? But whatever is going to die in this is very important for that to die. Whatever dies when you are staying close to God, it is important for that one to die, isn't it? Huh? So don't let anything get in the way. What is seeming more real to us now, God or world? Is it? In asking this question and you're trying to contemplate this question, you may fall into the right place. What is real for us now? Just what our senses are bringing us? Yes, so what is real for you now?
It's also feel like the world is it's not completely not.
So that your awareness is seeming real and the world is feeling real?
I'm at the stage where I can say that I'm aware of everything.
Right now I'm saying, not any stage.
Now. But I'm not feeling that I'm aware. I mean, I'm not doing that.
Then with the mic, there's no way.
Meaning if when I don't focus there, but
Give it to her till you finish. And then.
when I'm not, okay, I'm just gonna do it. I'm aware that I'm aware that the world doesn't seem real. But when I leave, when I believe, when I open my eye now and I see your face, then it starts to look real, and I forget that I'm actually also observing it. That thing goes off.
So what is showing you that you are awareness or you are aware?
Because the perception just seems to dissolve, become like it doesn't have a quality, or it doesn't have a label of it anymore as some separate
So
thing.
perception dissolved. So
Yeah.
what is showing you that you are aware?
It's nothing showing me that I'm aware. There's only this awareness. There isn't some other thing.
Yes.
And
Through what instrument are you recognizing this?
No instrument which I can describe in a way.
So are there only perceptions here right now?
No, now when you say perceptions, then my attention goes to look for those
Yes.
two.
Yes. So through attention, you do not find that which is beyond perception.
Yeah.
Yes. Then how do you find?
I just become.
Okay, let's get everyone. Are there only perceptions here right now? You know, in the framing of the question, the answer is available, but the importance is your insight, your recognition, not whether you have the right answer conceptually. In your experience, is there only perceptions? Are there only perceptions right now? And remember, the dark empty is still a perception. So if you're imagining a dark, empty limbo and a world of light and sound, then both of them are still perceived. Then what else besides this dark and empty and this world of light and sound is there? Anything? Thing? No thing? You? Where are you? In the dark and empty or in the realm of light and sound? Come on. Not rhetorically. I'm asking sincerely. We'll come back. We'll go to Siddhartha.
Closest I think I can come to an answer is it feels like a resting place that just is, and that's like it
Okay.
can't be questioned, or it's just is kind of thing.
We'll accept that. We'll accept that. So, I was saying that if you're not in the dark and empty, and you're not in the light and sound, then where are you? And as what? Do you want to say? Swati?
In this, what I call nothingness. Well, no, I can't
That's,
call
how
it.
is that nothingness different from the dark and empty?
Same.
Same?
I never experienced dark and empty.
You never experienced dark and
No,
empty? You close your eyes and there's no image, no memory, no imagination. Then what is that? Sometimes in meditation our attention gets fully withdrawn and we don't have any perception left. Then attention rests in a dark and empty. But that dark and empty is also perception. Yeah.
it's a light. It's
Okay, what witnesses that light? What witnesses the light? That which witnesses the light is also light? Then is it dark? Okay, Siri is answering. Okay, Siri. Soon we have satsang with agents. Yeah. So that which witnesses the light, don't get distracted by any sensation. Let it all happen. Don't worry. That which witnesses the light is light or dark?
light.
Is light. Okay, what witnesses that light? Any attribute must be witnessed, isn't it?
There is no attribute.
So light is what? What is one thing you can say about that which witnesses both light and dark? And if the answer is nothing, then what causes us to say nothing? What capacity have we hit? What have we come to the edge of?
The real and the unreal is.
Hmm? We?
I can't express.
Yeah. So in contemplating this question, in this way, we were not accepting any visual or concept. We come to that resting space that Sujata was talking about earlier. You see? But the resting space is actually the doorway to the portal. You see? It is the doorway to the portal. Now don't go imagining any portal or door or anything like that. It is only because resting in the resting space, the mind will resist a lot. So the attempt is to keep you in an inspired state so that you can wait there patiently. So if we ask the question, what else is here beyond perception, then we don't speculate or visualize. We come to that same door to the temple, same resting space, where the true answer has to reveal itself to us. You see? And the true answer revealing itself can come in the form of an insight, or it can come in the form of the revelation of the Atma itself first, and then you see that the Atma is showing us the reality of God, the reality of what the true self is. So all of these methods will bring us to that point. Now there we have to wait. You see? And if we, the best way to wait there, I don't know the accuracy of this, is just coming to say, the best way to wait there is when we have faith in God's reality, in God's presence. But if we are attached to anything in Maya in that moment, this resting space will at best be an idea. That still holy place will at best be only an idea.
Yes, in fact, no desire to leave.
No desire to leave. Yes.
No, but also no holding
Yes,
is
because when we
possible.
are truly in that, we have left our faculties behind. You see? We have left our faculties behind, and yet we will get messaging you see, from time to time. But what about this? You had this to do. What time is it? You see? Uh, oh, look at that, look at that. You see? All these things will come. But we have to stay. Because when we stay, what is happening? What is happening? When we stay, the photosynthesis is happening from the Atma to the soul. The Marifa is happening, as the Sufis would say. There, we are getting transformed. Our inner instrument is getting transformed into divinity itself. Music is playing. You see? So, therefore, we cannot take any speculation or visualization as a replacement for this, because we don't feel that photosynthesis then. It's not a feeling anyway, but you know it intuitively that something is happening, something is transforming somewhere. Like something is being fed, something holy. The Antakarna is being dipped into light and honey. You see, I'm scared of using these terms also, because these also can become visualization. You can just start to imagine yourself getting dipped in light and honey, and that visualization will actually prevent you from getting dipped in light and honey. You see, that's the thing. So when you are just in that, at that door, it can seem like a very monotone, boring, pointless, lifeless wait. But that door is where the whole transmission, the Atma, is giving itself to the Antakarna. God is giving Himself to us. Huh? So don't settle for anything less or any replacement from the mind or from imagination. Because who will you fool? Only yourself. Are you getting a sense of the inner process? This process of self-realization, the process of revelation of God or self-recognition happens over here.
It's like everything just gets collected and pulled into a sense of presence.
Yes. There we wait. How long may we wait? Let's say 60 years. Let's say a Mashabri example. Because forever can sound scary. But see, what happens is that it is the initial 6 minutes that we have to be scared about. You see? What is that? Dunning-Kirk something, where in the initial 6 minutes something wants to just like, yes, this is what is happening to me, like that. You see? So that is what we have to just remain in that stillness, wait, remember it's a lifetime project, nothing to rush into. If something has to be expressed, it will come, it will be brought to your mouth and it will be spoken. So your life then becomes led instead of you leading it. You see? But you are not taking anything to be me or mine. The words me and mine become very light in their nature. You're not taking any of that because you're really so deeply immersed in your heart. You're so deeply immersed in that process, in that suntan coming from the Atma. You see? You're so interested in that, receiving that, being fed that love and light, that all of these temptations of the world don't mean anything. They don't mean anything. So we come to a deeper recognition of the unreality of the world when we are touched by the reality that we are meeting in the heart. So don't feel like, because often we use the term of waiting at the doorway of the heart temple. It's not like waiting in line to enter an Indian temple. Okay? It's very, it's not an oppressive process. It's not a process in that way. It is the most holy, transformative unfolding where our insides are being so cleaned up and made full of love and light that we are beautiful to receive our beloved. You see, we are made beautiful to receive our beloved in that, at that, waiting at that door. All the Maya is squeezed out of us, waiting at that door. So the hell is squeezed out of us. It can sometimes feel like the hell is being squeezed out of you. So as this operation is happening, sometimes feel so holy and full of love and light, and other times feel like, nah. Because Because we are grasping so strongly at these things, and we feel like, no, this, I don't want, I'm willing to run, not this. You see? Don't take my sweeties away, don't take my candy away, because that is all that I have valued in the world. So that can seem like a scary part of the process, but it's a very important part of the process. And if you remember our love for God, if we remember what we really want, then Maya will not succeed in making us run away.
Rather, the scariness is a little bit how will this body be able to move?
Exactly.
This,
So this fear comes. How will this body move if I rest in this still place? How has it moved so far?
is by my ego mind. Before it
The
was by
medical mind
my
comes.
ego mind.
Yeah.
And
What does the doctor say? Why does the body move?
doctors don't have answer, a neurological process.
Neurological process. Who fires the nerves?
God. Yes.
So, no field of science actually brings us to the first cause. It's only that when we come to our heart inside, do we meet the one that is moving this entire universe. So the mind says, but your body will not move. Say, how does the body move? Oh, the neurons are fired, then the nerves get activated. Who fires the neuron? Nobody knows. See? So all very limited knowledge we get stuck in. So don't get bullied by mental knowledge. In a way, we have to have that strength that for this to find God, if I have to lose this life, then may it be so.
It's the test of faith, I
Yes,
feel
it's a
somehow.
test of faith. And every time our faith is tested, our faith grows. See? Our faith grows. We deepen in that. What would happen if we were attached to the body or something in this world very strongly, and we also found God in our heart? That would be difficult. No? That would be difficult. So God makes sure that you are ready for Him by losing or grasping at the world. You see, otherwise, like we used to say in Satsang, it's like trying to board the aeroplane, but making sure that one foot is on the ground. Yeah? Not possible. If we're still attached to what we think we know, and we want to meet that, the one that requires complete innocence in the meeting, then that cannot happen. Thankfully, by His grace. Isn't it? So this question, what else is here beside perception? How will we answer? Or what do you know when you know nothing? How will we answer? Or we say, no, there's a bhajan we were singing the other day, Radhe Radhe, Sham Mila De. So please Radha Ma, make us meet Krishna ji. Yeah? So she made it happen. How will we know whether it happened? You see, our intellect, our imagination cannot go there. We are asking for it, but we don't know the capacity that we have for such a meeting. Maybe we just feel like we see some great visual, you see, of God. But Arjuna saw a great visual of Virat Roop, but he was not free after that. You see? Because I'm again too small to speak for him, but he probably focused on the visual part and not on the part which is not so visible. So, this way or that way, we have to accept the fact that our human faculties are limited, but within ourselves, within our heart, God has planted the capacity to meet Him.
What you're saying, so that visual which we may have, which we have, didn't free him.
Was Arjuna free after the Virat Roop darshan? No, why not?
So because he didn't meet.
See, right?
I don't know. I'm just.
Yeah, we are speculating.
Maybe he didn't meet the Nirguna, the reality of Krishna Nirguna within himself without needing to see something.
Now, suppose that Krishna came into this room, huh? But you took him just to be the body with which he is making himself visible to us. Then we will immediately normalize and humanize him. You say, I don't know what the fuss was about. He's just another one like us only. So then we may say, okay, now if he had a great halo or aura, you see, that's why in the painting we have to draw the halos and aura. You feel like, okay, now that makes it special. You see, but does it? It doesn't, because it's just a body with an aura. You see?
Can't sustain it.
Exactly. So, and God obviously is very well aware of our propensity to normalize and humanize everything. So, if I come like that, these ones will not meet my magnificence ever. They will only meet my bodily visual representation. You see? So therefore, the question, what is here besides perception, is very important, no matter what the perception is. You see? So if that which we call divine offering or prasad is that perception which may deepen us in that holy looking which is beyond that which is visible. Okay? Maya is that which is visible and can be measured in a visible way, isn't it? So our faith cannot grow if our trust continues to rely only on our thinking and our perceptions, not on the mystery. Our faith cannot really grow if we continue to trust only our perceptions and our thinking. Because we are then in utter neglect of the mystery. What is mystery? That which is beyond our current capacity to think or to perceive. And God will always remain mostly mysterious. You see? But mostly mysterious is not bad news. Mostly mysterious is good news, because we then have to transcend our limited faculties which we have taken to be the all-important, and rely more on that which we call the heart. You see? But the minute we taste the beauty in the heart, what happens? Maya comes and says, what about this? What about that? usually sound like that also. All the beauty from our life goes away. Just right? So we have to become vigilant to this. We have to become vigilant to this and not fall for it. Right? So the more we trust our heart, the more we rely on that, the more we will grow in that. So the more we take God's name, we stay in our practice, the more we contemplate these questions, everything that stretches us beyond what we think we know. You see? Now the misery of the human condition is that when we come to a conceptual resolution of something, we celebrate. You see? So if I said to you, what is here beyond perception? And you said blah blah blee blee blue, you see, something, and it sounds very convincing to your mind, you feel like good, done. You see, wow, what a great discovery I have made. Nothing, it's rubbish. You see? So that which makes the mystery more mysterious should be celebrated. You see? But our conditioning is completely contrary to this. Our conditioning is to come up with answer, conditioning is to write the answer in examination paper, get marks, then go to the next level. Here it's not that. It is to deepen in our stillness, deepen in our silence, deepen in our love for the mystery. That is God. So that is the pathway of the mystic. The ones who want to live in God's presence, that is the pathway for them. Now, what will you do with the conceptual answer anyway? What will you do with it? It is not, you can't sell it anywhere. What will you do with it? You present it, people say, shut up. What? Like, with that conceptual conclusion, what will you do? Just feel good about yourself. That I know this. Then the teacher has to keep providing more mystery and something else. Because we're so quick to know everything. So, what came in Satsang here one time was that if to know even one thing was to know too much, then what do you know when you know nothing? When I came, I wanted to call it my Shiva meditation because it has this, I feel, at least in my case, it has the propensity to chop Maya's head off. No, propensity, the capability to chop Maya's head off. It leads us to the doorway of true knowledge. What do you know when you know nothing? Let's pass the mic back to Akshay.
So thank you for this. Initially, I experienced anger and same running like why, and
I can't hear you so well because probably
yeah. So
this you're very close to the mic. Just try to speak up. Let's see.
hello. So able to hear it?
Yes.
Okay.
Now this was good.
So initially I felt anger and just run away or but I'm also able to see what is making me suffer.
Yes.
This is blessing.
Yes.
Earlier I used to notice it, but still why to do all this? But seems like this process is necessary, burning or whatever. So still the anger still comes, but I am able to notice it like it is making me suffer.
Yeah.
And if we really want to be free, then we have to go through this and
Very
like it is false, completely false. It just ego comes or false identity comes, and it's whatever years of conditioning or but like when I let this go, after that it's empty and just I am free.
exactly.
Yeah.
So anger is an emotion comes, but when anger is an emotion comes, it cannot stay for too long. You may have some lingering sensation, but anger is elongated when the narrative along with it is believed.
That's a very strong conditioning here.
Exactly.
Yes.
So it offers up all of this conditioning and says, now see, this is what it is. So that keeps feeding the anger more and more.
Yes.
And when the anger is there and the narrative is there, the narrative feels very believable. You see, so in those moments we have to be really vigilant and careful. Okay? Just like when anger is there, we speak some strange easy thing like that. There's no, we lose, even our worldly faculties are not functioning at a good level. So then if we can become vigilant that I'm getting irritated, I'm getting angry, and I must ignore my narrative, especially at this point, then we will find it easier to stay with God and allow it to pass. You see? Otherwise, the anger becomes a vicious circle. It keeps continuing.
It's like childhood conditioning, I think. Yes. There's no benefit in it. So, and like past this week I couldn't do I was doing sitting for sadhana, but the focus was not that much. Like sadhana was completely finished, just nothing was happening. Before that, for 2-3 days I noticed something that I was not able to notice for past 15 years, I think. Something like a thinker thought or the one who wants to understand. There I was identifying subtle thought. That also I noticed, and then but it's good. Like, but it's happening only in satsang. At home I was not able to notice it much. So it is your grace, your presence. Thank you. Although it feels like why to go through all this, but it's
Exactly.
of course it's this is the only way.
Absolutely. Very
And my prayer is like, may I not go with this old conditioning.
very good. Very
Thank you.
so good. Yes. Just pleasant.
I struggle with anger too. Um, it it's become a lot better for me because I don't know wrong or right. I've started saying, okay, I'm angry, and maybe God will help me through this. And when I'm sitting in my stillness, then I ask for help with it. And I say, if there's something I need to understand with my mind about my anger, then please show it to me.
Yeah.
And if there's something else I need to do, I'm willing to do it. But for now, and after a while, when I was feeling that emotion of anger, I learned some little part of me
Yeah.
said, okay, trust this also.
Yeah.
This will also be fine.
Yeah.
You'll be helped through this too.
Yeah.
And slowly the sting and the burning of the anger started to decrease.
Yeah.
And now it goes very quickly. And I trust that the anger will, well, whatever God intends.
Very good. Beautiful.
Father, may I speak, please?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. I don't feel anger in this moment, but I feel very strong that I would shout in all my body. Yeah. Shout
Yes.
like, yeah, it's here, it's present now.
Go for it. What time is it in your country?
Uh, it's maybe, I don't know, 2:30.
That's fine.
Yeah.
You'll disturb some siesta in the afternoon, but
It's inside all my body. It is energy just right now. Yeah.
yes, it comes like this.
Yeah.
It's very good. That's very good because all this comes out of us. It's all this is brought out of us. I'm very familiar with this one.
Yeah. It's horrible.
Oh, it's very good. It's very good. Don't worry. We are safe. We can always mute everything if you want to. Many times the fear of it is much louder than the actuality. But I have in the past said that a few times, and the actuality was actually much worse than the fear of it. Like, okay, now this one can shout.
I would like to, but I can't really.
Yes, yes, I understand. I understand that. It's it's almost like when some release needs to happen, but we are not able to even identify the message in that. It just something starts to just get out of our system, and when it becomes subtler and subtler, we can't even find the messaging behind it. It just gets has to get ejected out of us in some way. I understand, but it doesn't have to be ejected in the way that our mind is carrying us with. It can be gentle, sober, it can be shouting, it can be the body may have a reaction. All of these things can happen, but we are not to worry about them. We are just to stay more and more with God's love and allow this to unfold in the outer.
Thank you, Father.
Very welcome. I'll come to Divan in just one moment. I just see, and I always remember later that I see so many new ones, and now not so new ones, but I've seen you often, but you rarely have come up and asked a question. And my hope is that all of you are getting a sense of that holy place where the revelation of the Atma within, of the Holy Spirit within can happen. And in that revelation, the truth about ourselves and the truth about God, which is the same, is revealed to us in our heart. And if you have any questions about any of this, just feel free to come up. Just don't be shy, because being shy is not worth it. One time, what happened is that somebody was with me in Bangalore for 6 months, and she was the first one from overseas to start to follow me. So many times she was the only one in my house when we were sharing satsang. And I was sharing a particular point for 6 months. Every day almost I was sharing a particular point. And then I said to her as she was leaving to go back to her country that just, it's simple, just follow this. And she said, Ananta, this is the one thing that I don't agree with. And I say, now when it's time to go to the airport, that's when you tell me. And you've been hearing this quietly for 6 months. So if there's something like that, maybe there's a misunderstanding, maybe your mind is presenting it differently, maybe I'm just being foolish as usual. So if there's something you feel is getting in your way, just feel free to come up and share. I, I don't want to, of course, force it, and I don't want to put you on the spot. So, and force you to have a question or something. That will be a bit unnatural and convoluted. But just know that if nervousness is getting in your way, or just some fear of how you will be perceived is getting in the way, then don't worry about those things. And if you want, we can always edit out before publishing on YouTube. We can always edit out as well. So feel free, feel at home. Let's go to Divan.
Krishna. I just want to ask for your guidance and also blessing because I see that when you ask the question of can you stop being?
Can you stop?
And I see that sometimes like something is like it's like I don't know how to explain it. Like letting there's like a sense of letting go,
Yeah,
and something is trying to marinate in like the source or something like this, the edge of my being.
yeah,
It's trying to marinate, but sometimes I find that the there's like a kind of tension, like a kind of subtle sort of tension. And other times it feels like almost like something is twisting, like it's like some like a screwdriver, something inside in my inside is like turning it. And honestly, it's like it's just like something is twisting the thing, like in like a very subtle thing. And there's like a tendency to like interpret, is this because I'm mostly it's like something prefers to like feel I prefer to feel like the sense of expansion and the love and this kind of thing and peace. But when that turning thing is there, it's just like I don't want this thing. So that's what I'm saying. And sometimes by God's grace I see that there's a sense of witnessing the sense of whose voice is this? Is this God speaking or is it just like my humanness speaking and trying to not stay in that? And also I also see that the like in staying in like that when you say that what where do you like see like where do you see that you're like oh, you're just aware? It seems like there's like it's just like a kind of ground, like something that is like a sort of ground of like being.
yeah,
That's the in terms of words, like it seems like that's the only way that I can like express it. Seems like it's like a ground. And no matter what I do, I cannot remove it. Like
yes,
somehow it's like I just can't like remove it no matter how much I try to like leave. I cannot like remove the ground. I think the ground is only
right,
not there when I'm asleep or something, like when I'm in deep sleep.
yeah.
But I don't know if this is what you mean when you say like the
When you
beingness or
stop
something.
being, yeah,
Yeah. Because it's like it's just there. Sometimes I forget about it. Um, but then when I leave everything, it seems like that's the only like I don't know how to say it's just there and it seems like everything is held in this
yeah,
like ground somehow. And also when moving and speaking and everything, sometimes also it's like a kind of like fear because it almost seems like no of this whole thing is really true. Like it's not really like true in the same way. I don't know how to explain it. And sometimes some like fear, it's like almost like existential. But then I just offer it to God because it's just like almost like it's not true. Like it's not really true that we're really here and we're talking. It's almost like a kind of dream somehow. It's like it's not really like true. But obviously I cannot say this to like I can only like say it here somehow. But I just keep it like in my heart, like secret. And but I'm not something is in me still like there seems to be like a maybe a subtle sense of not being able to understand something, but I'm pretty sure it's at the mental level. Like there's some because there's like a mysterious sense of like
yeah,
something is still there, like mysterious sense because I still see so much like limitation and the inability to really serve God well. And also like at the same time this is there. So it's just like so that is just I don't understand. Yeah, it's like it's not this thing, it's not there. And also I don't know if this is something that you've spoken about like when like the introspection sometimes it feels like something it feels like I'm doing the introspection and other times it feels like I just say like the name of God or something like that, and it feels like that takes over the introspection somehow. And so I begin to see like the difference in the quality of when it seems like it seems like some like an aspect of
Okay, so
consciousness.
let's pause on this particular one and we'll take the first one first because this one also is very beautiful and I want to speak about active and passive recollection. But let's go to the first one, which is that when the question is asked, can I stop being now? You see, and I was a very foolish, naive child when I started sharing this in Satsang because the expectation was extremely high from my perspective. It was just like, I will ask this question, everyone will fall into innocence immediately and go to that holy place where the real recognition of the what he called the ground, which doesn't ever go unless you're in deep sleep. Okay? So I was just like, can you stop being now? Can you stop? Can't stop. You see, but what happens is that what I didn't realize in my naivety at that time is that when I'm framing the question like that, obviously everyone knows the right answer. You see? But now, hopefully, it's less naive to ask this question to all of you. Like, can you stop being? Can you stop being? Now, when it is said, see that you cannot, how will you see? Through which eyes will you see that? You see? It's not a perceptual recognition of beingness which is being asked to be confirmed. It is not a perceptual I amness that we are asking to be confirmed. It is a very, very primal recognition, but in the play of Maya, even this most primal insight seems to be lost. And in my own case, when Maharaj said, just stay with the sense I am, I could not find this I am for years. See? And I don't know, I was just relying, this was long, long ago, so I was just relying on the book and somehow God's grace kept me safe. Otherwise, I would have easily visualized some sense of presence and held on to that and say, see, I have to just be with that visual of that. So something kept me honest, integrous and safe. Maybe it was Maharaj itself kept saying, integrity is the most important, integrity is the most important. It's like, no, till I'm absolutely clear in my heart that this is beingness, I'm not going to just say, okay, I am, with my sense of I amness. Because a question like that can seem like a beginner question in spirituality, especially this kind of satsang. But actually, it's the fundamental question. And it doesn't matter if you take 50 years to answer it. So in my naivety, I used to be like, quick, quick, can you stop being? Can you stop being? So, but we can really dive into this question. And the revelation, of course, will happen at the same point of revelation. So Divan said very beautifully that he senses that it's like a ground, like a substratum of the waking state. You see? It doesn't go anywhere except when we go into deep sleep. Be pointers to us for our introspection, but we must not make visuals out of them for ourselves. We start to imagine some ground and then waking state, and very quickly, because we get frustrated on the spiritual process, we want to accept the visual to be the reality. So we are very quick to accept visualization to be the reality. So when a fellow brother or sister shares their insight, we must use them as pointers for our own deepening, not to hold on to a framework which language needs to express itself in. You see? So, can you stop being? Can you not be? And if you were to just be with the intellect, then the intellect will say, yes, when I'm asleep or when I die, I won't be. How do I know what I will? So those kind of answers are completely unimportant and uninteresting at this point, because we don't want the intellect's version of the answer. We don't want any speculation of this answer. Can you stop being? You see? And just to answer the first part of what he said, we can have a expectation that this kind of question must lead to so much expansiveness. It's like an expansiveness. We feel so beautiful it sounds. Can I stop being? See? But often what may happen is like some contraction, some fear, something that blocks us from being able to actually dive into the heart and look. You see, and that we must go through all of that, because these are the all our vasanas, all our conditionings emptying themselves. So don't look at them as if they are coming, look at them as if they are going. You see, these things are going, they are not coming. When you ask the question, then all of this tightening, all of this squeezing is going from you, it's going. You see? So you may experience it like a coming, but remember that it's being released. It was inside you festering, it's just emptying yourself out. Because when you empty your antakarna of all of this, empty your inside, your inner instrument, your soul, of all of this, then there is space for the recognition and for the living with the living presence of God. And that's what we want. And when you are able to come to the answer of this question, then the question can be asked, what is aware of that, or who is aware even of being? Or just simply, are you aware now? So even this question I would ask very naively and say, aren't you aware now? Are you aware now? See? But most of us, I realized later, of course, so stupid I am and was, that most of us are not yet able to distinguish between perception and awareness. You see? So we take our sight to be awareness, or we take our hearing to be awareness. Who is aware of sight, or what is aware of sight, what is aware of hearing, that for that recognition again we need to go to the same place. The question is very useful because the questions bring us to the same place. Yes? We'll come back to bhakti in a moment, don't worry.
When we use the word witnessing, isn't it this the same like who witnessed that?
Yes.
It's the same way.
Capital W witnessing, but let me speak for myself, let me not speak for anyone else. For years, I feel I did not, now it's very difficult to tell because some time has passed, but for me, I feel like for many years I was stuck in taking perceiving to be the witnessing, or sight to be the witnessing. You see? So, that movement of attention in the form of providing perception to us is not awareness. We are aware of that. We are aware of sight. We are aware of hearing. But because to meet myself as awareness, or even to say that I am aware, we cannot say it through the traditional modes of knowledge. You see? And yet the mind offers us attention as a replacement for awareness. That's why I used to call it the twin. It's very similar because name one attribute of attention. Can't name an attribute of attention except that it seems limited. If you ask a question and you ask a question and you ask a question, I'd be like, slow down, only one I have. I don't have all the attention. You see? So unlike awareness, attention is limited. So that is the only thing we can really tell from our intellect and from our attention itself. But what is the true nature of awareness? Where can we tell from? So how will you know that you can't stop being? We can speculate. We can speculate and conclude, but that would be, like I said, the worthless answer. We really, really know. How can we really, really know?
Also,
Yes.
Saint Elizabeth, you're saying that in order to be able to live with God, like, continuously, you have to be dead. And I wasn't understanding what she meant by that. So that this question of can you stop being? So, so it's like something is trying to go to non-existence somehow, like to find out how far can I go where I'm no longer here somehow. And so like it's a very strange I don't know what is doing that. It's just so the question is like it's going seems to be going to the source, but it's not like it going with attention. It's like it going in terms of like just the subtlety of like like just
Yes, because even to answer which instrument are we able to answer this question from, eh, is at the same level of difficulty to the mind as the original question, can I stop being? Because it has no access to that answer. And therefore, somewhere we know, even in our mind intellect, that this will lead to the death of the false. You see? And the death of the false is a requirement to live in the truth. So, detachment from Maya is a requirement before we can access this truth. And I don't want to spell it out so much, I've already spelled it out like many, many times. But I see some freshness in this sharing, at least in the room, and I can see some in Zoom also, that because I've not shared like this for quite some time, it's being received with some freshness and aliveness. You see, so I'm happy to keep it at this level without providing you uh, more answers, which will just become conceptual answer. You see? So how do you know that you can't stop being? And in that, if something seems to get squeezed or I feel like death is coming, all of that is very good. All of that is very, very good. See? Because it's stretching you, let me not say too much, but it's stretching you out of the old modes. See? The old modes cannot survive in the light of questions like this.
yeah, because it just feels like is something is like there's like a kind of ground and then something is like that and it's like so it feels like that and
Yeah.
so
But see, the thing is that there's a ground and then there's a grasping at the ground. Now, the
yes,
grasping at the ground will be shaken out. You see? Because what happens with the mind intellect? system is that anything received is then made into constructs and visuals, and you see, so that it can feel like now I have really understood it. Now you're meeting the ground at the holy place, but the mind intellect system can try to make a ground out of that ground. You know what I mean? Can try to conceptualize it into something, and that by God's grace will continue to be shaky because it's not that. You cannot rely on that. So you'll be forced to go to that holiness every time, which is beyond human grasping, and that's so beautiful. It's making me so happy.
And that's why when you're saying that like God, you can like hand over the inquiry to God.
Yeah.
It's actually very true because it's
Yeah.
like when the thing is happening and something just let go and just allow like just it's like a kind of surrender. And I'm realizing that in the inquiry as well, like surrender is very important. To just it's like it's what they are both one.
Now the
Because
thing is that once you resonate with a question like this, once like most of humanity will not resonate with a question like this, but by God's grace, for some strange reason, some of us resonate with a question like that. Once you resonate with a question like that, then everything that needs to happen will happen in the process of you seeking the answer in your heart. So the surrender is bound to happen because you will feel like anything you hold on to for yourself cannot survive this. Either the question will survive or that will survive. You see? So it's so beautiful that our insides, our inner instrument, our soul's wisdom is so deeply programmed in this way by God that when our heart compass gets attracted in this way to a holy question like that, which can break the clutches of Maya and bring us to the true insight, then in the asking of this question sincerely, faithfully, honestly, all that needs to happen as a part of that is happening on its own. You see, we just watch. Oh, surrender needs to happen. It's happening. Because I can't hold on to this idea of the world and myself and really immerse myself in this question. You see? I cannot hold on to any notion of Divan. I cannot hold on to any idea of being and not being, or anything which I can really put a frame on. You see, so I have to keep letting it go, letting it go. So the surrender is happening as we sincerely allow ourselves to be with this question. So that,
also it says like that's why even like they say even the concepts of God are going, they're just going as well into
yeah,
like the living presence.
yes, yes, exactly. Very good.
And this
So,
thing is alive, Master. You like feel it.
yeah,
It's like cannot be denied. The power of this.
yeah, yes, my dear. Yes. So happy to hear. Very good, very good. Let's go to Bhairav Radical. I really feel like it's like after 14 years, I really like of really trying to ask this question. I feel first time I'm seeing in all of your eyes that the question is actually being received. Yeah, it's feeling something. Yeah, so it had to, like the impatience of that silly boy was ahead in some way, and then by God's grace, all of this cleaning up, all of this looking, all of this deepening, very good. Let me not say too much or celebrate too early.
So, Father, like most of the day, like when I'm in my mind or I'm thinking something, I'm not being, I am not there, I am kind of lost. So, like, is that to stop being or how is it?
It's when you superimpose something on top of I amness. So when you say I am Bhairav, or I am man, or I am good, I am truthful, anything. So that superimposition has the ability in a way to cloud our vision. You see? So it's not that you stop being, it's that you take yourself to be something else that is existent, which is that man or that boy or that truthful one or that whatever attribute. You see? Now, in the play of attributes, the substratum seems to get hidden. Just like the surface of the ocean seems to get hidden if there are waves. You see? As we get rid of belief, identity in these attributes, then we see more and more the surface starts to become apparent. And we realize the surface actually never went anywhere, but because of the superimposition of the false identity, the true being seemed to be hidden. You see? And then our conditioning becomes so strong that we say, just stay with your being itself. It says, where is this being? We can't find it because we got so used to using only our mind and our senses. We're just looking for it. Where is it? Where is it? See? This is the strangeness. No? So when Kabirji said, Pani mein meene pyasi, mohe dekha tha hai hasi, this is what he meant. That we are thirsting in the water itself. You see? And actually we are water itself thirsting for water. So which is the strangest irony of our condition, that we cannot find the very basis of our existence because we can only find body, people, things, because we're so used to using only this instrument. So because we got used to only using the microwave, yeah, we have forgotten where the gas stove is. Now, when we stop using the microwave so much, and I'm not giving any kitchen advice, I'm just using a metaphor that when you stop using that so much, you will start to look more deeply for the another source of heat or light or fire. So when we stop relying on our false identity, then by God's grace, we will fall into the place where we can recognize our true nature. So we may call that Satchidananda, we may call it Buddha nature, we may call it Christ consciousness, whatever you may want to call it. So the dust of ignorance has to be cleaned up. The truth shines on its own light. But you can't stop being, in the sense that even in the superimposition, I am a man. See? We can't do without the I amness.
You're right, like really looking at it just now. That it's like the eye doesn't stop amming like that, no
Yeah.
other. It's just, and it's also like the heart temple is there and the presence is there, but when these things become real, then like it's like the light is not shining on that. It just,
When the world seems real,
yeah,
things of the world, attachment seems real, yes.
and then it goes away, and then,
Yeah.
and yeah, this question just can keep bringing me back to this, the same place, no, like the
Same
heart.
place. Like I said in Satsang, so when I was trying to work on that notebook, I was using help of a tool to just pull out the excerpts from the transcripts. And it reminded me that in one satsang I said that it's not like there's a station A and a station B. You see, if you ask this question, it will go to station A. If you pray to God, it will go to station B. It all goes to the same place. Yes. When we look at, let's say, can I stop being? And we pray and we invoke Lord Ram. You see, in words, those questions may be very different. But in the answering, they have to be from the same place. Did he have some more to ask? Or?
So, I forgot actually.
Good.
I forgot, but one thing that I was also saying, that when I ask who am I, I'm also coming back to that same thing, same question, that can I stop being, right? To find my true nature.
Yes, because the question is like the pathway that brings us to that point. Once we are at that point, what was exactly the construct or the semantics of the question is unimportant. It's like a deep yearning for truth. It's the same as the deep yearning for love. It's the same as the deep yearning for God. See? And that yearning brings us to that point. Now, it doesn't matter whether we wanted love or truth or beauty or God. You see? It just brings us to that same point.
One more thing, Father.
Yes.
So, can I ask this question, that who is it that is thinking, or who is it that is watching the thoughts? Like,
Yeah.
can I go further for
Yeah.
that?
Who is watching these thoughts?
I am.
This I, tell me one thing about it. Sorry.
It is here. I am here.
Here, where?
There's no location.
So you are in a locationless here.
Yes.
How you know that? What within you can locate the locationless? Because you say, I am here. Then I say, where is here? You say, it doesn't have a location. So, somewhere in you, you are recognizing the locationless. Where is that? Are you seeing this locationlessness? Is it a perception?
Not able to do it.
It's okay. It's not you. Remember that we can never do it. We can only sincerely ask. The doing is a revelation. Okay? So, what we do when we ask any holy question like that, who am I? Where am I? Can I stop being? Am I aware now? Then we can sincerely ask the question. But the doing, which means the revelation of the answer, will only happen by the Atma itself. You see? But the beauty of what we are discussing is that in asking the question, we put ourselves in the most receptive of places to receive the answer.
Yes.
You see, unless we are trying to do it, You see? So we have to be at that strange place where we are asking very sincerely, but we are asking not in the mode of solving, but we are asking in the mode of receiving. You see? So it's not like a mathematical formula that you will solve. It's a sincere question that you're asking, and you leave yourself open to receiving in faith. You see? And the more you leave yourself open to receiving, the more your faith will deepen.
Yes, yes.
So never have this pressure on yourself that I am not able to solve it. Because if you solved it, it will be the wrong answer. God has to solve it. God has to show you the answer, reveal the truth. That's why that our being relaxed is very important for our receptivity. Because if you're stressed about getting to the answer, then how will we receive? We're too busy solving. Now, this aspect is often forgotten in the modern world. You can feel like, do it, you can ask and you can resolve the answer. Who am I? You can't, you don't have the faculties to resolve this answer. Because if the answer was mental, it would be useless. If it was just a judgment in the intellect, it would be useless. If it was something that you perceived, it would come and go. If it was just an emotion you felt, it would linger for a while, but then go away as well. So the truth has to be revealed by the Atma itself. But we have to give our consent to be receptive to that answer. You see? So all our consent to being open and empty is our consent to receive from the Spirit. That is why the process is graceful and faithful. It is not mental or intellectual. But know that even in that openness, in that receptivity, there is tremendous holiness. It is not an insipid waiting. It is a beautiful transformation which is undergoing. So the receiving of God, the receiving of the beloved will happen when the bride is ready. And the bride is made ready in this process of openness, allowing all of its avidya, all of its grasping to be squeezed out of it, and for God's light to shine within our soul. So the paradox of the extreme patience needed for the revelation and the very instant nature of the insight is something which the mind cannot fathom. See, the paradox, because like that. See? And yet, so it's a cleanup process which needs a lot of patience. The insight is here timelessly but is hidden. It's just hidden. So the more you can empty yourself of the grasping, the more ripe you are for the guest to come for dinner in your heart. You cannot have replacement guests ready. Okay, it doesn't look like the guest is coming, so let me serve my pride, let me serve my greed, let me serve my lust, let me serve all of these things. So if you have these replacement guests lined up, then what do you feel? The guest will come? You see, we often use this example, no? That we have to keep setting the table for God to come. And when He comes, it's up to Him. But there's a way to make that table more seemingly, from whatever little we can understand, more worthwhile for God, which is our humility, our faith, our devotion, our trust, all of these things, our patience, our love for Him. So these are attractive for God to come. But if we say, okay, now I've been trying this, but it's not happening, let me just grasp on to some people instead, let me create relationships instead, let me get some more money instead, let me fulfill my lust instead, all of these things, then we are filling the table with the wrong guests anyway. It's not good company for God. So to be in Satsang, the company of the truth, then we must keep all that is false away. All that is false away. All that serves the me must be kept aside. Yeah.
Father, I see that when I'm trying to ask the question, there is a lot of grasping, trying to conclude, trying to be impatient.
Yeah.
But I see that I have to be in a receptive state rather than and
Yeah.
be
Now,
patient.
if the question has got you, you see, then if it has got you, then even all of this will be wiped clean. You will see it's pointless. You will see it's pointless. I'm trying to grasp. You
Yes, I
may
see.
even come to satsang with an answer. You will hear from me, it's not the answer. You'll go through all of that loop and you'll stop grasping at it conceptually. You will give up on those faculties. So once the question has got you, then all you have to do is sincerely keep checking. Just sincerely keep checking, then all these tendencies will start to get cleaned up. You don't have to super micromanage it. Just sincerely, what is the answer? That's what's important. Is it? Just when the mind is troubling you, it'll, because the checker guy will come and say, see, this is what is happening, this is right, this is wrong. No. Just who is witnessing the thought? You see? If it's trying to provide you any more input besides that, like, but see now, this is what's happening. Who is witnessing this thought? That's all. Keep it on track.
It just doesn't want me to be with the question.
Exactly.
It wants to.
Exactly. You see? So if this question has got you, or the who am I question has got you, or the can you stop being question has got you, or are you the aware now question has got you, whatever. You see, it has to get us somewhere that I can't do without knowing the truth. I'm tired of living a lie. You see, it becomes so compelling that we become tired of living the lie of the false me. I have to know what is here, who is here. You see? So when this question takes this kind of intensity, then all these obstacles cannot survive.
Thank you. Thank you.
And note that asking the question, who am I, is no different from saying that I want to meet God. So don't let your mind create duality between jnana and bhakti.
Valerie, can I ask something about that?
Yes, yes.
I think I asked something like this before, so I apologize in
No
advance.
problem. Please answer.
Okay. It seems as though when you are guiding us in more of a bhakti context,
Yeah,
we talk about setting the table for God, and
yeah,
it's up to Him to whether or not we will receive His grace or His darshan.
yeah,
So we wait, not wait, but we wait.
yeah,
And it seems as though when the guidance comes in more of an Advaita form,
yeah.
the recognition cannot be avoided.
The
So maybe
recognition cannot be avoided.
so maybe I know that I'm mentalizing something here, but yeah, it seems as though there's nothing like it's up to God, it's more like it's up to you, something like this.
This
I
is,
don't.
thank you for asking this again, because this was exactly what we just discussed with Bhairav also. Let me
Okay.
re-emphasize that point, that what can we do, that which sounds extremely intellectual and important, like the question, who am I, is actually a very simple question. Who am I? We just ask the question sincerely. You see? Now, it is not true that anyone who is asking this question in this moment is coming to the revelation of who they are. You see? Now, if they are asking sincerely, they may come to the limit of where their insights can go, their inner instrument can go. And that is the gift of the wisdom of the soul. But there are many who ask this question for decades without coming to the true revelation of who they are. In the same way, anyone who wants to meet Ram or Jesus or Allah or Krishna may keep invoking them at the same holy place and may have to wait for many decades before the revelation comes. Is it?
Even if the guidance even if the guidance is fully followed,
Yes,
that's the case.
yes, yes, yes. Because what can we do? What do we have to do to follow the guidance? It's very simple. You see, if it is self-inquiry, we're just asking, who am I? The mind may produce an answer. We say, who witnesses that thought? If an answer comes, I do, then we ask again, who is this I? It's actually a process for 7-year-olds. You see, there's nothing, our spiritual pride makes it seem like it's very complicated. Actually, it's very, very simple. In the
Well,
same
there
way
is
when
the
we do,
subtlety of the mind appearing in a way that sometimes we cannot. Sometimes we overlook it and we get lost in the process.
yes, but I'm saying in the instruction manual, it's actually very simple. No? Now, because our conditioning is so deep, when we try to live up to that, it may not seem that simple, but it doesn't make it more highly intellectual, is what I'm saying.
No, 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 no,
Is it?
no, no,
So
no.
it's not
Yeah,
a it's
nothing
not a
like that.
supremely intellectual process.
No.
In the same way, when we do the niti niti, we are saying anything that changes, I am not that. You see? Now a 7-year-old can understand the concept behind that. You see that anything that changes, I am to put that in the basket of I am not that. Niti, niti, niti. So it's a very simple set of instructions. Of course, we face a lot of trouble conditioning in trying to do the process, but that doesn't make it a highly intellectual process. Now,
Yeah.
the question is that every time we ask the question, who am I? Is it a prerequisite that the answer will be found? No, because then everybody who asks, who am I, would be self-realized.
Sometimes when a teacher is guiding,
Yeah.
maybe I'm thinking about other teachers now, but sometimes when they are guiding in that way, in the Advaita way, it almost seems as though it is expected that if the guidance is followed, that you find what I'm pointing you at right now.
Yes, yes, and
That
I used to make the same mistakes. So that's why I said that when
okay,
I started sharing satsang, in that
okay.
naivety, I would just say, "Can you stop being expecting everyone to fall into the innocence of the heart instantly, and just check from there?" But I realize now that when the answer comes, "Can I stop being?" is based on some conclusion that we make conceptually, or based on some phenomenal evidence of existence. You see, it is not really based on the revelation in the heart. You see, what is being? Being is the presence of being is the Atma itself. Being is Saguna Brahman itself. So, so the revelation of the Atma, the revelation of Saguna Brahman will happen when it is the grace of God for it to happen.
Is it true, Father, if I say that the bhakti path or the bhakti process of coming back to God is a little bit more of a receptive and opening path, and the path of jnana is a little bit more of a seemingly proactive path? Not conceptual. I'm not going to that. It's not the intellectual question. It's more of
Yeah,
a
I hear you.
seems as though I'm taking a bit of a step, and in the other one is more of opening.
Don't worry. It's a very good question. Don't worry. Why? Just
Okay.
chill. We're just conversing. Don't worry. So now you say not a conceptual in not a conceptual way. Now, what instrument can we be proactive with, except the mind intellect?
Um, it seems as though, yeah, when I said intellect, not intellectually, I didn't mean the question now. I meant the process of jnana, the process of
Yeah,
self-inquiry.
yeah.
Um, proactively in a sense of the intention of really looking and seeing what I can find and seeing
See,
is this true, and then looking again and then looking
as
again.
much as we, sorry if I'm cutting, but uh, as much as we try to perceive, the Lord, our Atma, will never become an object of our perception. You see, so when
Yes,
we
not
say,
looking as a perception. I'm sorry to
yeah,
interrupt you, but I just want,
yeah,
because
but
I want to make sure that
can we
I'm
be
clear.
proactive in the looking, which is not perceptual?
Can we be proactive in the looking that is, yeah, I meant looking like an investigation. That's what
Yes,
I
but
meant.
that would be perceptual or conceptual. Can you
Is it?
investigate? So let me just say something and then we come back to directly answering this question.
Okay.
I would feel that the openness and receptivity needed for jnana path,
Yeah.
you see, the being open and empty, let's say proactively, is more important in the jnana marg than in the bhakti marg, because in the bhakti marg at least you can change God into the central protagonist, you see, and safely live in narratives which are centered on God. In the jnana path, you have to be completely open and empty. There's no room for
Okay,
any
I'm with
sort
you.
of, you see,
Yeah.
any like how to be proactive intuitively.
No, yeah, I think I'm with you now. I think I meant more of the path of being very alert to the suggestions of the mind and really investigating the suggestions, not holding on to something,
Yeah,
but being alert I think that's what I meant by proactivity.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good thing to look at. So I would just feel like it's more like a just when we so empty that we are not grasping at the content of our thought.
Yeah,
So more proactively empty, if that helps in some way.
I'm with
But it
you.
should
Yeah,
not mean, but you see how that can be misunderstood.
yeah.
To be proactively, like when we say proactively looking or investigating, it can seem like I have to use my faculties to try and come to the truth.
No, 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 no. Yeah,
Exactly, exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. So
No,
it's very
it's good.
good that we clarify this point, because
Yeah,
even if you were not in a confusion about that, it's very common confusion that all I have to do is look more deeply, all I have to do is look harder. You see? But no, it's not in these faculties of looking that we are talking about. We are talking about the heart faculty, we are talking about our intuitive faculty, and there's no harder or longer or um, deeper. We have no such levers to control with our heart. We can just be open and empty
yeah.
and remain there, receptive.
Maybe sometimes it's that it's not really for me. It's not really an intellectual path, Yana, but sometimes it does feel more like effort to inquire than to say the name.
Yes, yes, it can feel more like
Yeah,
effort because we have to ask the
yeah,
question sincerely as much as we can.
yeah.
And that is why many bhaktas have said that they can't imagine the difficulty of the Jnana path. They just love bhakti because of that. You see, and many jnanis say that we just so much want to dive into the absolute truth of it that we could not be bothered to spend time on any sort of narrative at all, even if the
Narrative.
narrative is about God. So both have their own temperaments and benefits
Yeah.
or um, ups and downs, but
Yes.
we the beautiful thing is that the sages have reverence for both the paths. So, like Sri Ramana Maharishi himself said that bhakti is the Jnana Mata, which means that bhakti is the mother of Jnana. You see? Now, another sage may say that Jnana is the mother of bhakti also. It's fine. It depends on who they were talking to at that point. That's why the safest way to look at it is two wings of one bird, as Bhagwan
Yeah.
said. Two
Yeah.
wings of one bird. We may initially be attracted to flap one side of ourselves, but ultimately we have to flap both sides.
Yeah. They do seem to come according to moment, except like I told you before, when there is too much confusion, then I just go to the name because I don't want to let the mind confuse me like that. But otherwise, when it's more organic, there seems to be a dance between the two. Yeah. Sometimes both at the same time. But I wanted to ask you something specifically about the name,
Yeah,
since we're talking. It's that you know how you talk about choosing the name according to your affinity with the form of God and the avatar, and I have more of a relationship with Jesus than
yeah,
anyone else in that sense.
yeah,
Um, so that's why I say his name. But I find that when I don't know how I can say this.
you look like Jesus told you something right now.
No, it was just a very loud truck passing
Oh,
by, or a car or something. Um, it even though I know very little about Ram, and maybe that's exactly the reason why, then the name Ram, maybe because of the sound itself, or maybe because of my lack of concepts around it, sometimes seems to resonate or be even more of a bomb for Maya than the name of Jesus. So sometimes I feel more to say Ram than Jesus. Yeah. Even though I don't I don't feel I know much about Ram or have a relationship with that story or anything.
Yeah.
I think that's it. That's what I wanted to say.
It's good. It's good. So, in India, the river Ganga is considered the holy river, and her water is supposed to be a great blessing for all of us. So, should I drink the water in Haridwar or Rishikesh? So, yeah.
Rishikesh is cleaner.
You see, but a bhakta of Ma Ganga may not really buy into that, saying it's the mother, it's the holy mother, it doesn't matter. So just like that, it is what our heart is drawn to. I'm not giving a straight answer because I'm well aware that sometimes when we are into our practice, the mind wants to provide us different solutions and get us away, and sometimes it's a heart calling. So uh, I don't feel like we know enough yet to recognize whether it's a heart calling truly or it's a mind's tactic to get you away from what is actually your heart's
feel
true
it's
love.
I feel
So
it's more of a calling, and what the mind says is Father said the name that you have more of a relationship with. That's the question is does it need to be the name of the one that we have that relationship with, or
okay, so
can it
without
be the name
thinking,
that resonates the most right now,
let's do
or the
one
one
quick
that
experiment. Let's do a quick
yeah
experiment.
let's
Right
do it.
now, without thinking, if you had to spend the rest of eternity with Jesus or Ram, who would you spend it with?
Jesus.
Okay, let's stay with that for now.
Okay. Okay.
Let's see. You know that it's all good news. It can never be the wrong answer. It's all God is one, and He will receive your prayer, whether you refer to Him as Jesus or Ram. You just why I said like this is because just this affinity, that we can safely surrender to Ram. Just like if I had to spend like a gazillion years now with one, who would that one be? Then if it's like comes like that naturally, then that's a safe answer. We don't have to worry.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Something proactive I end up doing.
Proactive, please say.
Like when you say that heart knowledge is a layer within and it can be met, all that needs to be done is stop relying on thought and perception.
As the complete truth.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there seems to be something proactive I do in the sense like if I know somewhere that I love God and I try to meet it, it becomes like a treasure hunt kind of thing. And
No, wait. Good, good. We are going well. So now, before I accept the treasure hunt construct, see if you have the faculty to do that treasure hunt over there in the heart. Like, how would you do it?
I ask the question, where do I know I love God?
Yes.
And some thought might come, Ram is so something something.
Yes.
I let it go. I detach from it.
Yes. So that is letting go of the false, which is the proactive step. Yes.
That is,
Yes. Yes.
and there's some, but
But the receiving of the truth is a openness and receptivity, because there is no faculty to go and doing any search over there. No, where is God? Where is God? With what would we search?
Once, like, this seems like a perception. I don't know how, whether it's an imagination or whether it's actually there. Like, I can cling on to a thought or a perception and I detach from it, and there seems to be a gradual sinking deeper.
Yes, but you cannot do the gradual sinking part. You can do the detaching
I
part.
can do the
Exactly.
that is fine, but
Yeah,
this is also a perception. Sinking deeper.
Okay, then detach from that also.
Yes, no? Then I don't know what to do after that. Like,
Exactly. So
that is
makes us
good.
open, surrendered, faithful.
So this whole construct
We
of
have to
deeper,
come to that point where we no longer know what to do.
but the construct of deeper, what to do with that? That is
Leave
fueling.
it. Any concept, leave. Those were pointers to get you to that point. You see, now if you keep saying, but deeper, 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 then we have to leave that. Deeper is not providing you some complete answer.
The concept, it won't be either perception or thought.
Yeah, everything
That
goes.
also.
Yeah,
So I don't know. That's it.
even that.
Even that. Okay.
So the openness, emptiness, receptivity, listening, heart listening is the very essence of the spiritual process. Whether it's bhakti, jnana, there is nothing. And again, I'm saying this from being the foolish one to make these mistakes also. We're like, no, look harder. Do it, do it. You can't do rara, do it, do it. You see? We can just, in the strength of our conviction, to drop that which is false. That we can do proactively. Not falling for it. No, not falling for it. Not falling for it. But in the positive, let's call it the positive recognition of the truth, we don't have it doesn't have these levers. There's no quantifying it. There's no like, let's be more intuitive, let's be more Atmagyan. There's no like how we can, that's just a gift that we receive. So therefore the whole notion of labeling somebody as a failure as a spiritual seeker or somebody else as a success as a spiritual seeker is all rubbish. See? Because that part which everybody is asked to do, everybody can do and does. The revelation is completely God's grace. See? We come to the holy place, and whether through following the fragrance of love or asking the question, who am I, or repeating God's name, we all end up there. You see? Now, to gauge that on the basis of time, then Ma Shabri was one of the worst spiritual seekers. 60 years she took. It is not that. It's completely revelatory, graceful, and faithful as a process. And all our prodding as teachers of God has to be prodding to don't get stuck in the falls. Don't get stuck in the fall. Get stuck in the fall. But I can never ask any of you, why aren't you seeing the truth? Why haven't you seen the truth yet? Why haven't you seen the truth yet? You have to ask only God. Let's go to Samia.
Hi, Father. Can you hear me well?
Hello, my child. Yes, I can.
Oh, thank you, Father, for again allowing us to speak with you. Just thanks. Thank you so much for that.
Very welcome.
Oh, Sorry, I was just burning with too much negativity that I was not even remembering. That's why I just wanted to come to you because I still believe them. That's the one thing. It was such a long time that I didn't experience such a negative wave of feelings, and it's not pleasant. And it came with old feelings and old stories and all these things. And just during the satsang, only once I felt like, oh, maybe this is just a state, but still I'm not sure. So I just wanted to throw myself to you basically because it's not pleasant to be in this, to be here and also with old stories and,
Yes. I can understand. All our conditionings, all our conditions, all our conditioning is these old stories, these old grooves that keep pulling us back in, and we get into the same patterns. So now, with God's name and with the self inquiry, in the same situation, we are trying to create new grooves which are now taking us to God. Now taking us to God by remembering God instead. It's very difficult. It's not, I'm not saying it's easy, but when we are able to transcend our oldest stories, oldest, deepest conditioning, and replace them with pathways to God instead, by loving God, remembering God, self inquiry, repeating His name, then those old conditions, which is called avidya, gets wiped clean from our lives, and we learn to live in God, live in His presence, no matter what the external world may be throwing at us.
no one
So,
is throwing anything further.
no one is throwing. Yes, good.
No, it's
Then
not.
that's good.
No, it's not something like this, but it's just, oh, just to be in this same situation. I don't know, like it's a rebellion towards God.
Yeah.
This is arising. Like, will it continue like this or?
That you have
Yeah.
to say. That you have to say. The wanting my will, the separation from God, is always just a rebellion from God. It's like we feel like I don't. God Himself can feel oppressive at some points. You see? You just feel like I want to be free. Don't control me. You see, Adam himself bought into that story from the serpent, and he said, "No, I'm going to be free and unoppressed by God now." So, the rebellion against God is based on the idea that my will is what I would really want.
Yeah. Yes, Father. I'm sorry. May I speak a little bit openly, please? I feel like I need this. Before it was more loud. Okay. I told you just before the other satsang, it's sometimes challenging with staying with family. And it's not about just staying with family, okay? There's one private thing, but I don't want to share it openly. Maybe you already know it. And sometimes it doesn't bother me when I'm with God, okay? It doesn't bother me at all. But sometimes also energetically, when it is just too challenging, it's just like how can even this situation can be like it's It's so strange, Father, to be in that situation at the same time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm just in the confusion of this, because when you are with God, it doesn't bother you, but also it affects you being with God. So it's just something complicated. I'm sorry.
When you're with God's presence, you say it doesn't bother you. Then
And at
what
the
was the
same
second?
time, it
At the
affects
same
me to be not with God's presence as also. Like that situation also has an effect on my being with God or not. Like
Yeah.
I had a support before, so that's why it wasn't bothering me. Outward support, like being in the presence of a teacher, because this online is not enough anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah, when I don't have this opportunity now,
I see.
so energetically it's just so hard. Yeah, and one more thing I want to share, like uh yeah, I decided, okay, I don't know what to say more. Yeah, just this, I think, for now. Father,
Bless
I'm sorry, but I just want to ask God to change my situation outwardly as well. I just want to
you.
be
Right?
in more supportive presence. Like, I think I accept what He has given me,
Yes.
but I think it doesn't work anymore. So without turning into a problem, I just want to pray for Him to
Very,
change that situation.
very good.
And yeah.
We must pray for it. We must pray for it. Uh, and we must try. I know it's very difficult, but we must try and trust His timeline.
Yeah.
It's difficult in some situations, in many situations, very difficult. Many times our faith is not about whether He will resolve it, but about the when. Our wanting our timeline of for the resolution is something that God constantly squeezes out of us and deepens us in our faith.
It's I feel so happy now, Father, after I just alone when I find the space to only pray for this. I think just thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's go to Sharad.
Master Father. I don't have anything to ask now. Just want your blessing.
Full blessings are with you. Full blessings. Bless you. Bless you. go to Adisham ji.
Garam brother.
राम, आपको अपने जन्मदिन की बहुत बहुत आपको शुभकामनाएं और हमारा हम सबका आशीर्वाद प्यार
Thank you.
आपका आने वाला वर्ष बहुत कुशल जाए, बहुत खुशियों में जाए और आप राम जी के और भी निकट आते रहें.
Thank you. Father,
हाँ,
आप बिना कारण हमसे इतने प्रेम क्यों करते हैं?
क्योंकि
बिना
आप
कारण
करते
हमसे इतना प्यार क्यों करते
हैं. क्योंकि आप करते हैं.
हैं? हाँ?
क्योंकि आप करते हैं. हाँ.
Thank you.
All my love you so much, love you so
Thank you.